Alt delete. It is a Wednesday. It's 1:05, baby. It is time for your hot topics as per usual. And since it is Freedom Month, I did say beginning of the month I'm going to be trying to tackle different aspects of your freedom. Okay, so I think as students, what we normally aspire to is basically attaining financial freedom. And I have a group of young people who are probably working towards that, not working towards financial freedom, but supporting us, or making sure that they raise awareness and have necessary conversations when it comes to finances as students, and also just to chat a little bit to them about the journey and also this industry that they're trying to branch into. It is your hot topics in your music. You can expect Blueface as well as Gianna Sky in the next 10 minutes. 1:30 we wrap this up, and hopefully you will have everything. We would have covered everything that you would like to know. And I have a group of 4 friends. Are you guys friends?
Hey, now we are.
Okay, so I'm just quickly going to read a bio. In November 2018, a group of 4 university students saw a desperate need in their student community, the need for tertiary education funding. Having previously met at a Twitter event, in inverted commas, the students had no prior knowledge of each other beyond their online interactions. So I got your, we've been seeing you, the events that you guys have been hosting, whatever. But let's shift, the focus off of that a bit. I want to chat about you guys being in a position where you identified a need before coming together, because you guys did not know you did not know each other prior to meeting, right? Like at a Twitter event. So what is it that sparked, so you were together, what is it that sparked you guys coming together and finally deciding that, you know what, there's a need and we think that we can do this in order to address this need?
I just move it like this, right?
Yeah. Also, please introduce yourself before you actually go on there.
Sando. I don't know if some people know me, but yeah. So I came into this with like my own personal reasons, because long story short, I went to Bloom, had a homophobic attack. It was like, wow. So I realized, you don't have to go to Groove and feel like your identity is not being attacked. And I also felt like there is nothing to do in Hatfield. Like we had Rhapsodies overnight. It's true. Like Vanity, Moloko, those things. But it's not really spaces wherein I believe students between the ages of 18 and say 24 black can go that are safe without having to compromise yourself and your identity in some way.
Okay, cool. So does anybody want to add to that in terms of identifying the need for tertiary thingy? Because I know you guys work quite close with Ubuntu Box. Yeah, can you actually tell me a little bit about your relationship with Ubuntu?
Ubuntu Box, it was a matter of seeing 2 needs. So obviously the lack of fun or groove in Hatfield, and then obviously there's the fact that during Sando brought up to me that during January a lot of things about financial aid and things like that keep coming up. Yeah. And then we thought of a way to link those 2 needs, and then we thought, well, groove, and then we donate back to Ubuntu Box, because Ubuntu Box obviously does they do charity work basically for kids who can't afford fees.
Yeah. So how do you guys then get to a point where you take so I need to understand the relationship. So do you take the money that you make from Groove? Like how do you, because I think it's a very interesting concept to take Groove and then also use it in a way that is going to empower students. So how do you get to a point where you take something like Groove and then merge it with Ubuntu? How do you contribute those finances? What do you sell tickets? How does that work?
Yeah, so there's an entrance fee that you pay when you come to our events, and all the money, all the proceeds, aside from all the expenses that come with, planning events, it goes straight to Ubuntu Box or other charities that we feel there's a need to sort of support. And I think the link was sort of a matter of, we want to do Groove that matters. You'll find there were a few places that Sandal had just mentioned now, where you can go and have fun, but you really don't see where the money goes. Okay. So it was sort of like, it's almost like a stock fail. Like everybody everybody who enjoys a good time puts money together, and then it goes back to people that we actually care about and interact with. Because, like you said, we met on the timeline, and that's literally where people go asking, please, can you donate to my students' accounts? So it was very evident that there was a need for it, and it was very easy for us to sort of see that, look, like, Groove That Matters. I think that's like our second sort of motto for the students, by the students, and then Groove That Matters.
Cool. We are chatting with the LinkUp, and they are telling us about how we can actually make Groove, relevant for, Groove is always relevant for students, but how we can actually create a course that helps the students in as much as, we contribute to those spaces. God Boskasi, as well as Majid Jordan. It is 1:15. It is Boskasi here. This one's called Week in Love. Played you Lynch Party with Lonely. Still have the LinkUp in studio, and I am going to basically look into the objectives that you guys have. So according to your document, it says that you guys hope that these through the events that you guys carry out, you will develop a sense of camaraderie and unity among students, the headful student population, expose students to the plight that is tertiary education in this financial climate within South Africa, and you also hope to inspire a spirit of activism in the student population of Headfield, which extends beyond the events, and also to equip and encourage students to host their own student-orientated events in their own communities in the future, and to raise funds for the University of Pretoria's Ubuntu Box while simultaneously giving students a good time. So I want to ask you guys, you have all these objectives that you guys want to achieve through the group that you guys do. I'm actually interested, like, is there a time like when you come there where you guys are like, okay, sharp, this time we're going to be talking about some of the issues that people are actually experiencing? Like, do you guys have like a session like I don't want to liken it to a poetry session, but like just basically where you guys come together and actually have certain conversations that are important and relevant to the climate of South Africa with the issues that affect the youth while having a good time?
I guess I could say yes. We do meet almost like every second week, and because we normally like post everything that we do on Twitter, so like I guess you see everything on Twitter, like the feeds, what's happening, and we just talk basically about all that and how maybe we can use Groove to like reach those people or whatever is trending at the moment, I guess.
Okay, so because my thing is, if we are a movement that is targeting the youth, then we obviously need to be in conversation with the youth that we're trying to reach and know the kind of struggles that they are dealing with, so that we can come together in spaces such as that, have conversations about these things and see how we can move forward,
Yeah, we've got a long-term plan, definitely to diversify our interactions with Hatfield. So, for example, we've only had 2 events as the LinkUp thus far, and we're planning to have one every quarter, maybe like a few sub events, but definitely in the long run there will be a lot more diversification in terms of like what kind of events we're hosting. So right now it's Groove. It may turn into things like poetry slams, like you're saying, and I'm not gonna like divulge into our future plans and whatever, but it is definitely in the books. It's very new. There's still a lot of potential, and we're very excited.
Cool. I'm excited for you guys. And also, before I let you go, final question. So, like I said, finances are always going to be a thing that are ongoing, and I must applaud you guys for. I think you guys started with your own finances, right? So you started funding this whole project.
Yeah. Coming out of our own pocket.
I wanted to ask, how's that been going? Because
it's okay. Luckily, we know people. We have connections, as you'd say. Knowing the right people, how to get certain things. So it isn't always as financially taxing as it would be for an established events company or something like that. But since there's 4 of us, we come together. It's not one big fund that comes in at the same time. We split expenses. We say we need a videographer, and then we divide into 4. We need this, and then at the end it's a lot, but at the beginning it's just bits and pieces, and then at the end, like we do provide affordable group for people, and that's the aim.
Okay, cool. Before I let you go, off air I did ask you that how do you guys think this initiative, because obviously if we are targeting students within the Hatfield region, obviously in some way, shape or form, it's kind of tied to UP, because students that live here are students that go to UP, assumably, or majority of them. So looking at the I don't know if a lot of students are aware of it, but looking at the tax 2025 vision, how do you guys think this can be, sustained in the long run to carry, the students that you guys are trying to cater into? Because the last thing you want is to start something now, and then 5 years from now, there's no sustainability, going forward. So, how do you guys think once you guys even leave varsity, this thing will still be carried out, and first years, 5 years from now, will still be like, yo, this is what helped me.
So like we said off air, we're not entirely aware of what the 2025 vision is, but I think in terms of sustainability, it is about empowerment. It is about showing people that you can do things for yourself, and I think just the business structure, or the structure of how we work, it is something that can be carried on, and it is something that is empowering to the students, saying that my $20 that I'm spending on a groove, it's one night, it's going to take someone to school for a year. So it is, I think it's sustainable.
So you'll basically continue doing events within the Hatfield region while still staying in relationship with Ubuntu, in attempts to also always help students out. Cool. Our time is up. It's officially 1:30. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I actually wish you guys the absolute best, with your thingy. And I truly believe that, it's something that can be carried forth, and just structure the whole thing. And I think it will be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on Hot Topics.
Thanks.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
It is the LinkUp, and they came through chatting about how they are trying to promote Groove and support students. So whenever you show up to the events, obviously the returns will be going to Ubuntu Box, trying to help a student in need. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on your Hot Topics on this beautiful Wednesday. We do it next week, every Wednesday from 1 to 1:30. From me to you, it is nothing but love. Until we meet again.